Welcome, little dreamers, to Storytime with Sonam. I'm excited to share with you a classic tale that will touch your heart and make you feel all snug and cozy in bed. As the stars begin to twinkle in the night and the moon casts its gentle glow, we'll snuggle up together and explore a world of wonder and imagination. Tonight's tale is a timeless classic, one that will touch your heart and remind you of the beauty of being different. So, let's get cozy, grab your favorite stuffed animal, and settle in for a bedtime story that will transport you to a world of feathers, friends, and self discovery. Our story tonight is The Ugly Duckling, a beloved tale by Hans Christian Andersen. It's a story about a little duckling who didn't quite fit in with his family and friends. He was different, and that made him feel sad and alone. But as we will find out, being different isn't always a bad thing. So take a deep breath, relax, and let's waddle into the wonderful world of the ugly duckling. Once upon a time, down on an old farm, lived a duck family. Mother Duck had been sitting on a clutch of new eggs. One nice morning, the eggs hatched, and out popped 6 chirpy ducklings. But one egg was bigger than the rest, and it didn't hatch. Mother Duck couldn't recall laying that seventh egg. How did it get there? Tuck tuck! The little prisoner was pecking inside his shell. Did I count the eggs wrongly? Mother Duck wondered. But before she had time to think about it, the last egg finally hatched. A strange looking duckling with grey feathers that should have been yellow gazed at a worried mother. The ducklings grew quickly, but Mother Duck had a secret worry. I can't understand how this ugly duckling can be one of mine, she said to herself, shaking her head as she looked at her last born. Well, the grey duckling certainly wasn't pretty, and since he ate far more than his brothers, he was outgrowing them. As the days went by, the poor ugly duckling became more and more unhappy. His brothers didn't want to play with him. He was so clumsy, and all the farmyard folks simply laughed at him. He felt sad and lonely, while Mother Duck did her best to console him. Poor little ugly duckling, she would say. Why are you so different from the others? And the ugly duckling felt worse than ever. He secretly wept at night. He felt nobody wanted him. Nobody loves me. They all tease me. Why am I different from my brothers? Then one day at sunrise, he ran away from the farmyard. He stopped at a pond and began to question all the other birds. Do you know any ducklings with grey feathers like mine? But everyone shook their heads in scorn. We don't know anyone as ugly as you. The ugly duckling did not lose heart and kept on making inquiries. He went to another pond where a pair of large geese gave him the same answer to his question. What's more, they warned him. Don't stay here. Go away. It's dangerous. There are men with guns around here. The duckling was sorry he had ever left the farmyard. Then, one day, his travels took him near an old countrywoman's cottage. Thinking he was a stray goose, she caught him.
I'll put this in a hutch. I hope it's a female and lays plenty of eggs,
Said the old woman, whose eyesight was poor. But the ugly duckling laid not a single egg. The hen kept frightening him.
Just wait. If you don't lay eggs, the old woman will wring your neck and pop you in the pot.
And the cat chipped in.
Hey, I hope the woman cooks you soon. Then I can gnaw at your bones.
The poor ugly duckling was so scared that he lost his appetite. Though the old woman kept stuffing him with food and grumbling,
If you won't lay eggs, at least hurry up and get plump.
"Oh dear," moaned now the terrified duckling. "I'll die of fright first, and I did so hope someone would love me." Then, one night, finding the hutch door ajar, he escaped. Once again, he was all alone. He fled as far away as he could, and at dawn he found himself in a thick bed of reeds.
If nobody wants me, I'll hide here forever.
There was plenty of food, and the duckling began to feel a little happier, though he was lonely. One day at sunrise, he saw a flight of beautiful birds, wings overhead, white with long slender necks, yellow beaks, and large wings. They were migrating south. "If only I could look like them just for a day," said the duckling. Winter came and the water in the reed bed froze. The poor duckling left home to seek food in the snow. He dropped exhausted to the ground, but a farmer found him and put him in his big jacket pocket. "I'll take him home to my children. They will look after him. Poor thing, he's frozen." The duckling was showered with kindly care at the farmer's house. In this way, the ugly duckling was able to survive the bitterly cold winter. However, by springtime, he had grown so big that the farmer decided, "I'll set him free by the pond." That was when the duckling saw himself mirrored in the water. "Goodness, how I have changed! I hardly recognize myself." The flight of swan winged north again and glided on to the pond. When the duckling saw them, he realized he was one of their kind and soon made friends. "We are swans, like you," they said. "Where have you been hiding?" "It's a long story," replied the young swan. Now he swam majestically with his fellow swans. One day he heard children on the river bank exclaim, "Look at that young swan! He's the finest of them all!" And he almost burst with happiness. So the ugly duckling found his true home among the swans, where he was loved and accepted for who he truly was. He learned that being different isn't something to be ashamed of, but something to be proud of. As we drift off to sleep tonight, remember that you are special just the way you are. Your unique qualities, talents, and quirks make you who you are, and that's something to be celebrated. Thank you for joining me on this journey through Ugly Duckling. I hope you had as much fun listening as I did sharing this timeless tale with you. As you snuggle into your cozy bed, feel the softness of your blankets and listen to the quiet of the night. Remember that you are loved, you are special, and you are enough. Sweet dreams, dear listeners. May your slumber be peaceful and may your heart be filled with joy, love, and acceptance. Good night.